Greetings. Now, come apocalypse time, numerous people are going to die. And many people who claim to be zombie survivalists probably won't survive either. That's because they watch all kinds of videos and stuff to try to, so that they can learn how to get ready for the zombie apocalypse or prepare for it. But they just don't do anything. So I'm going to do some videos soon, starting today, about teaching you how to take the first steps in preparing to survive the zombie apocalypse. Now, and of course, we're going to start this out with how to create your own survival kit, the step-by-step process. Now, with that in mind, well, let's get into it. Now, this is for beginners. Now, first off, I'd like to say this. I would actually recommend, that you get a, pre-made kit and just add on to that and improve it. Far easier than what I did, which was just putting it together from scratch with what I had and then just adding on to that. Honestly, having some semblance of direction is probably the way to go. Now, first off, what you're gonna want to do is get a bag. It could be simply as simple as this, a drawstring bag, or if you want something that's better, but don't want to go expensive off the bat because this is just, this is you starting, you could reuse your old school backpack. This is actually my school backpack. I just emptied it out to do this video, but far better. More room, better distributing of the weight because these are not just strings. And given that I've owned this for 4 years and had a lot of heavy stuff in it because, school requires you to have a lot of heavy stuff that you have to take there and back every day. This can definitely handle, the strenuous use for survival. And side pockets. So, and of course, you can get better backpacks as you go on, but for beginning, this is generally what you might be working with. Next up, water. First, of course, we're gonna have to start with containers. It could be you could start with something as simple as one of these plastic water bottles that have become popular recently as at schools we aren't allowed to use water fountains anymore, so we have to use these water bottles. Or you could go with something like this aluminum canteen. Comes with a canteen cup, wool cover, and can be boiled to allow for water storage. Water purification. And of course, as for water purification, you could go for something as simple as filtering it through a cotton bandana and boiling it, or some people like water purification tablets, but personally, I haven't gotten any yet. What I did choose to get for that, though, a Sawyer Mini water filter. It's cheap, and I like these better than the Life Straws because not only do they filter more, but the squeeze bag acts as its own water container, so you can put it in other containers instead of just having to drink from dirty water directly. And, well, honestly, $3 more doesn't seem not bad enough. Like it's too much to justify going for the inferior option. This is just $20, so not a bad purchase. And of course, after water comes food. Now, technically, humans can go 3 days without water, but they on average start to go 3 weeks until they start starving. But this all varies based on metabolism, fat percentage, all that stuff. But regardless, I wouldn't recommend trying to go more than 5 days without food. Because, then you start getting all sorts of symptoms like nausea, fatigue, and all those kind of things, which are very bad for survival. So, I wouldn't recommend trying to go more than that. And don't try to go too long after, without eating and just start eating again. That's going to kill you. So, as far as food goes, this is my food supply. It was, sealed, but this is my second take of this video. Got some candies that I had extra room in, so I put those in. Oatmeal. Peanut butter. Excellent survival food. And an MRE. These are great things to carry. For food. Sorry for the lights. They've been messed up for a while, but you're gonna want to carry food with you. But if your food requires cooking, or you want to make sure that you're able, you can cook anything you got, you might want to get a mess kit. Could be some, or you could go with cast iron cookware, but I like to have a mess kit. Could be something as simple as this $5 one from Ozark Trail. It's got frying pan, pot, bowl. But if you want to go a little bit more pricier, this is my current one. It's about $20, but it's got a good, pretty good, sized pot, frying pan, and it came with all sorts of stuff like tongs, a collapsible spork, a sponge for cleaning, and of course I added my own stuff to it, like my homemade waterproof containers of salt, sugar, and some other things, some drink mixes, that kind of stuff. And of course you're going to want a way to eat it. It already has a collapsible spork, but I want to bring one of these. And of course, if you want, you can bring extra means of trying to get food. Like, this is my fishing and trapping kit. Everything I need for making some basic traps. Traps like wire and hacksaw blade for cutting, things like things to make stuff like deadfall traps. And of course, stuff for fishing, lines, hooks, sinkers, a bobber, that kind of stuff. And maybe for hunting, I have all sorts of hunting stuff: longbow, sling, blowguns, all of which I sell in my business. Link in the description. Backyard Armory. But I like to carry a slingshot in my kit, most of all, more than anything. Wrist rocket slingshot with the steel pellets I usually bring for ammo. Very effective, and good weapon for zombies and people too. Next up, this is going to seem weird, but it's knives. Knives are easily the best survival tool and the most important. But these vary. For instance, it could be something as simple as a pocket knife. I actually keep a Swiss Army knife in my mess kit, but I'm not going to empty that out because it would take too long. But pocket knife, easily not the best choice, and probably not even, and definitely not the only one you're going to want to carry. And then, of course, there are smaller fixed blade knives. I like to carry this one as my go-to knife. Actually, the first knife I ever bought, it's pretty good. Fixed blade, full tank handle, decent blade. But I also carry this with me. My K-bar. The Marines swear by this knife, and it's great. Not a big fan of the handle, but it's a great knife. And you're gonna want to consider bringing something like this with you. A good knife is going to be the most important tool you got, and it can be used as an emergency weapon. Next up, I'm going to say flashlights. Assuming the power stations are going to go down after a few days, but generally speaking, if you're lucky, they might last a little longer. But you're gonna want to have ways of lighting things too. Now, something as simple as this could be used, or you could go big and get something like this. When my lights stop working entirely, I just use this flashlight to light my entire room at once. And as an added bonus option, you could get headlamps. Just as good as any flashlight, but you can use it without having to use any hands. And some flashlights actually can be used as a weapon, either by being big enough to hit people with, or just having stuff like tasers built into them. And yes, believe me, this is a thing, and I've been trying to get one. And yes, if I get one, you're gonna see a video of me getting tased. Because I'm pretty sure that's what YouTubers do. Next up, this is kind of a mix. It's shelter and warmth. Now, for shelter, you're gonna want, for making shelter, of course, cordage, something as simple as rope or paracord. I have a few bundles of this, but 550 paracord can support 550 pounds. Yeah, and 7 inner strands, which can be taken out to be used as other things. Simple as that. Yeah, and then for shelter, you could go as simple as a poncho. Very versatile, could be used to make numerous shelters, but yeah, it's simple. Yeah, not only can you wear it, but again, shelter. And 99 cents. Considering that you could buy that with pocket change, pretty simple prep right there. And then for warmth, some people like to carry blankets, but emergency blankets are probably even more popular. They reflect your body heat back at you, which allows you to stay warm in even the coldest of climates. And they take up almost no space. Or if you want to go with a bit bulkier but more effective, a sleeping bag. Honestly, though, I'd say line the sleeping bag with the emergency blanket. Best you can get. Honestly, not the best sleeping bag, but $10. So, then for shelter, you go something as simple as a tarp. This is a few bucks from Ozark Trail. Pretty great tarp. Honestly, pretty easy there. Or you could get, say, this, an emergency tent, made of the same stuff as a Mylar blanket, just stronger, and it comes with paracord, and it's made to be a tent. Honestly, this is the best stuff I've got for shelter right now. I'm still looking to improve my means of shelter, but it's pretty decent for what I got now. And the human body can only survive 3 hours in harsh conditions without warmth. So, without shelter, or stuff to make a fire, basic stuff to make fire, matches, fire cube, fire steel, magnesium, lighter, and I like to keep a pencil sharpener to gather some kindling or tinder, whatever. And moving on, next up, first aid kit. I honestly don't think I should have to explain this. And if I do, natural selection's probably going to find you. But basic injuries are going to happen. If you get bit by a zombie, it's over. Amputation's not going to save you. The Walking Dead is dead wrong about that. But smaller injuries or even bigger injuries, this can save you if you know what you're doing. Believe me. I've dealt with plenty of things on my own, and having a good first aid kit will be good. Next up, hygiene. This is my hygiene kit. It's got shampoo, body wash, lotion, floss, toothbrush, toothpaste, and a comb. Everything you need to to keep your hygiene. Keep decent hygiene come apocalypse time. And of course, I keep some toilet paper in my kit too. Keeping a basic standard of hygiene will keep you from getting sick, because basic illnesses in survival will kill you. That's basically all there is to that. And then, finally, a survival guide is probably a good thing to carry for most beginners, because you're a beginner. You aren't that good with survival, so while you're still learning, in the event that you are in a situation where you need this information, if you carry it, it'll be good. However, I would not recommend carrying this, because this book weighs about about a pound, maybe even more. And considering how hard the spine is, this could be a decent weapon. The pocket-sized version is definitely the go-to with the SAS Survival Guide. Excellent book, but in this size, it is very heavy. So, carry a survival guide, maybe a first aid guide if you don't know anything about first aid yet. But this is your guide for surviving for putting together a survival kit. Now, some of you might be saying, what about bringing a weapon? Well, your weapon's not exactly going to be in your kit. I carry some backup weapons in my kit, but your weapon isn't going to be in your bag. It's going to be either in your hand, or in a sheath or holster on your side. You never want to have to struggle taking your weapon out of your bag while you're trying to stay away from your attacker. But of course, carry weapons. Pacifists won't survive in the zombie apocalypse. It is not recommended. But I want you to vote in the comment section below. What should I do next? A video on how to choose your zombie weapons? Or a zombie survival workout routine to help you get in shape for the zombie apocalypse? Tell me what you think in the comment section below. And thank you. And leave a like if you want this series to continue. And share this video, help it get out there. Help more people get ready. Learn how to get ready for the zombie apocalypse. And as usual, thank you all very much for watching. This is Randoman, signing off.